Well, howdy there, Internet students. It's Mr. Hermanson again. Hey, I'm going to review some of the concepts for 8.2 here so that you can do the retake test. All right. One of the things we learned is that you can take a sample to represent the number of each item or predict the number of each item by doing the samples. We learned that the bigger the sample, the more the better the prediction will be. So Jackie randomly draws one block from a bag of colored blocks, replaces the box, shakes up the bag, draws again, and here are her 10 chooses. So let's write down how many of each color we have out of those 10. So for yellow, we have 3 out of 10. For green, we have 5 out of 10. For blue, we have 2 out of 10. And those are the 3 different colors. Okay? And if you think about it, according to this sample at least, it looks like half of them are going to be green. Looks like about 30% are going to be yellow and about 20% are going to be blue. Now this isn't going to be the exact, but this can represent our total in the bag. So based on our sample, if there are 50 blocks in the bag, the number of yellow, what we would do is just scale this up to, instead of out of 10, we want to figure out how many out of 50. Solve this proportion, do 3 times 50 divided by 10, which is 15. And we do that for green. We got 5 out of 10 equals how many out of 50? 5 times 50 is 250 divided by 10 is 25. And then for blue, we got 2 out of 10, which equals some number out of 50. And 2 times 50 is 100 divided by 10 is 10. The last thing you're going to want to do is just make sure all these numbers add up to really close to 50. Okay, now to do 3,000 blocks in the bag using the same sample, we would just take like our ratio of yellow out of 10 and we would just change 2 out of 3,000. So we would do 3 times 3,000, which is 9,000 divided by 10, which is 900 yellow. All right. And then to get the green, we would use the same thing, just use the ratio for green, which is 5. One shortcut I sometimes use is I figure out how many times I need to scale the 10 up to get 3,000, and then I scale the top number by the same number, which is 300 times bigger, which would make 1,500 green. And then the blue, I would use my blue sample ratio, which was 2 out of 10. And if I solve that, I get 600 of those. And again, these 3 numbers should add up to your 3,000. All right. I'm going to move down here. There's a couple practice problems you can do. Here is a problem where we need to get a certain mean score by adding another score to it. Okay, so what we're going to do is find the total of all her scores right now, add those up. That total, I believe, is 570. You might check that just to make sure it's right. Okay, and she is going to take one more quiz, and she wants an average on all of her scores of 75. Okay, so that means actually if she would have just got 75 on all 9 of them, including the new one, remember there's one more here, I'll just put a question mark, we want one more. If she would have got 75 on all 9 of them, her average would be 75, right? So we can figure out what the total is by just doing 75 times how many quizzes there are, which is, with the new one, that'll be 9, and that's 675. So the total target total for 9 is 675. That means she needs to get from her old total 570 to her new total of 675. And we subtract those to find out what that number is, and that number is 105. So if 100% is the highest quiz score you can get, then she's not going to get there because she's going to need 105 on that one. All right, you could try the next problems. Okay, and number 11 here, let's talk about the median. So it says Savannah's test scores are all of these. So we're going to put them in order, and then we're going to find the median, and then we're going to answer some questions about that. All right, so I put them all in order, and there are 9 of them. Whenever there's an odd number, that means there is a number right in the middle, so that'll be our median. Right there is the middle number, 83. Okay, what score could she earn to keep her median the same? Now remember, when you add a new number, you're going to have 10, so you're going to have to take the middle 2 numbers. So if you want to keep the median the same at 83, I think you need to put another 83 in there, either there or there. If you put 84 in, then your median would change to 83.5. Or if you put in like another 82, then that would make your score a little bit less than 83. Because remember, when you have an even number, you add the 2 together and divide by 2. So to keep it the same, you're going to have to use the same median and make that 83 the 2 middle numbers. Okay, what is the largest median she could get after taking the last test? Okay, well, so let's assume that her best score possible would be 100. Then if we put 100 on the end, and we can go ahead and do that. Now the middle number is these 2 numbers, and the median will now be 84 because we add 83 plus 85 together and divide by 2, which is 84. Okay. Now she could put any score in here to create 85 as and 83 as the middle 2 numbers, and she would end up with 84. So that is going to be as high as she can get, as 84. All right. The last question, what is the smallest median she could get after taking the last test? So let's say she just really bombs. She gets 0 right. Let's put a 0 here. Let's erase this 100. Now the 2 middle numbers are 81 and 83, and the lowest her median can go is 82. Imagine if we calculated her mean, though, by adding that 0 and then dividing by 1 more number. It would change quite a bit. But the median can't move much because it's the one in the middle, and it's still pretty close to the middle. All right, that's all I got for you. You can finish those up, and then when you're done, send them off to me, and if it looks good, I'll get you that retake test. Good luck.